Hi, Mr. Chairman. How are you? Hi. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you.
Marco's wife, Hala.
Chava, she's the costume director. Is the first assistant director. Chava. More.
Hi, sir.
Hello.
This is the DP, director of photography of the movie.
He's from Sri Lanka Tourism Director.
Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And she made supporting us very well in Sri Lanka film industry.
Yes, we go to Dubai and then we continue to Male.
Aibowan to Sri Lanka. Welcome, Mr. Marco Kalman and Mo. So, welcome to Sri Lanka. On behalf of Sri Lanka Tourism, I would like to welcome you, your team, to Sri Lanka. You came in a very important time to support the tourism industry and the film industry in Sri Lanka. Thank you. So, Mr. Marco, so is this your first time to Sri Lanka?
If it's my first time? Yes, of course. No, I was 30 times to Sri Lanka.
30 times?
Yes, a lot. I come every year 2 times to surf. Sometimes I come to Marisa in the June. I come to Arugam Bay. For me, it's some kind of escape from my very difficult life in Tel Aviv, in Israel. You know, we are a country with a lot of pressure. And our work is a lot of pressure. And when I come to Sri Lanka, it's to give some cool time for my soul, and I think so more also.
So, apart from the surfing and traveling, you are a film director and a producer. Tell us about your upcoming film and the reason you came to Sri Lanka this time.
This time I come because when I go a lot of time to Sri Lanka, I catch small stories, small Israeli stories, Sri Lanka stories, relationship between people and the place, relationship between the people, the Israelis and the waves, and the mentality, the food, and before 7 or 8 years, I said, okay, I have to write something about this. And I read also something. I hope that it's time to speak about this, but I write in the seat of Sri Lanka that Arugam Bay is one of the best places to surf in the world. And everybody is welcome to come to surfing. But you must have care about 2 things. One, respect the local people, because this is their home. And 2, be scared from the Israelis. Because all they have 18 years old, and because they're sure they're going to die in the army, they think that all the waves appartain them. Or they have 23 years old, and because they don't die in the war in Israel, they think that all the waves appartain them. So I said, this is a story. This is a story of the relationship between Israel and the place, between the pressure of Israel and the life in Sri Lanka. So I write about 2 people, and I think the script is too much strong and very masculine. And I asked Mo if she wants to write with me to give a soul of a woman, for the woman personality, and tell.
So, Mo, you are the scriptwriter for the film.
It's Marco's film first of all, and I was part of the script writing. Yes.
So, how you find the script, the story? Is your first time to Sri Lanka?
No, I've been here. This is my 5th time, I think. I think the story is very compelling and interesting and very relevant to, like, of course, Israeli audience, but also to international audience, because a lot of, like, each country has its baggage, and a lot of young people find themselves kind of looking for heaven to go to rest from their story and their lives back home. So yeah, I think it's a very special and beautiful story.
Okay, so what makes Sri Lanka very special for Israeli travelers to travel? Anything special that you find apart from surfing and then our lifestyle that apart that we have some other destinations around? So what makes Sri Lanka so special for you to return like 2 times a year and then for the last 15 years?
I tell you, because also Marisa and all this side and also Arugam Bay, because you come a lot every year, you begin with a family with the local people, and also a family like people who come all around the road. It's like a small village of surfer with a relationship between the locals and the people of the road, and it's like to come back to see friends. This is what's special in Sri Lanka.
Like a family.
Like a family. It's like a family. It's a surfer family for all around the world, also from the local people.
Okay.
Yeah, I can add to that I think Israelis are very warm. Like the mentality of the Israelis, they're very warm. They can talk to each other on the streets.
Okay.
And I think the Sri Lankan mentality is also very warm.
Yes.
And as Marco said, each time he comes here, he meets people, like local people and other people, and he like stays in touch with them. And
Okay.
when we come back, we call the same
Yeah.
like people to.
Yes, when you come, I come. We also text so every day from Israel and Sri Lanka.
So I think there's something in the mentality that's very like makes sense, like the connection, and of course. In the
And I have said something sincerely, and to be honest, very good food.
very good food. He said.
Very
And
good
I also
fish.
want to say, I think that Israelis are very stressed sometimes, and in Sri Lanka, everything is a lot.
Yeah, very
Like
slow.
very chill and slow, and like Sri Lanka and India also, Israelis love also Sri Lanka, and I think something in like those mentalities are kind of a medicine for Israelis.
Nice to hear.
Really?
Nice to hear that.
It's really beautiful and healing.
So this time you filmed at Arugam Bay, the film itself. So it will be filming just in Arugam Bay, or do you have?
No, we film also in Ella. We film in Portville. We film in the Ways. We film small scenes in Colombo. It's around, but it's a trip. We begin from Colombo and finish in Arugam Bay. And all what's happened, half of the movie is in the Ways, and half of the movie is in Arugam Bay.
Okay.
And the first 10 minutes is in Israel, in Haifa. You was in Tel Aviv. Haifa, it's a big city in the north of Israel.
All right. So tell us about so you have a production house in Sri Lanka that's supporting you. So tell us about the production house that you are working with and.
With Mr. Shayaman.
So have you worked with the frames before, and this is the first time?
Is it with Shayaman?
Yeah.
Mr. Shayaman? No, it's first time because it's the first movie I do in Sri Lanka. I make a TV series in New York. I make a movie in France. I work in Tunis. It's the first time I make a movie. I hope that we make another movie after.
Definitely we will.
Because if a lot of audience come to see the movie, directly we begin to make the second movie.
And hopefully they will come.
I hope, because I have a lot of story in my head. I want to do it.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you to you, sir.
much. So enjoy Sri Lanka.
Thank
Have a good
you.
time.